Today is February 27, 2016, and it looks like they're doing a lot of construction over there where you can see the border of Toontown. It looks like they're doing a lot of construction for the new Star Wars land.
Yeah, it's amazing. They really cleared out a lot of the buildings. Today is April 23rd, 2016, and we're right next to Big Thunder Mountain.
Let's go see what's on the other side of that fence.
It appears that there's a little knothole in the fence. Let's see if we can see through it. Well, as we can see, Big Thunder Ranch doesn't exist anymore. And this is what it looked like before the work was started. In the distance, we can see Big Thunder Ranch. Now notice the tree that's near the center of the trail. I'll go ahead and point to it. This tree actually still exists today. I'll go ahead and dissolve the picture to what it looks like today. Actually, this is close to where one of the entrances to Star Wars Land will be. More than likely a little bit to our left. Next, let's go to the Mickey and Friends parking structure to see what we can see from that perspective. Now this is what it looked like back in February. You can see the buildings, the trees, and you can even see the tip of the Matterhorn through the trees. And I'll dissolve the picture back to what it looks like now. Quite a difference. Here's a good view of the back side of Mickey's Toontown, but I'm sure that'll change once Star Wars Land is built. Let's go to a different angle to see what else we can see.
Since they cleared out a lot of the trees over there, you can see Columbia, the sailing ship, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Here we are over by the Hungry Bear restaurant in Critter Country on May 15th, 2016. And we'll go ahead and peek over the fence. Let's see, I'll get a different angle. This is the back side of Rivers of America. And as you can see, they drained it so they can work on rerouting the river path. And they also removed a lot of trees. And if we pan to the right, we can see that they're storing a lot of trees as well. And this serves two purposes. The first one is it's a great place to store the trees to get them out of the way. And two, it is great for coverage. Next, we'll go to the front end of Rivers of America, and I'll show an example. This picture was taken a couple months ago. And from this picture, you can clearly see the parking structure in the distance. And I'll dissolve the picture to what it looks like now. With these trees in place, it really covers up the parking structure so you don't see it from the front end of Rivers of America. This is a great example of how Disney pays close attention to detail. Now we're on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. We're on it to see if we can get a different perspective. And there it is. That is really cool. Once again, we're on Big Thunder Trail. We'll go ahead and peek through the fence, through the knothole, and see what has changed since the last time we were here. It looks like the berm to the left of the bridge has been removed. This is what it looked like back in April when we were here last. And I'll dissolve the picture back to what it looks like today.
Look over there, you could see the old train tunnel.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Since this area is going to lead to one of the entrances to Star Wars Land, it'll be interesting to see if they incorporate the old mine train tunnel as part of the entrance. Or will they make the entrance to the side of the tunnel? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now we're looking at the opposite side of the tunnel from the Mickey and Friends parking structure. And if you look closely, you can see the train tracks from the old mine train attraction. This attraction opened in 1956 and operated through 1977. Now if we look at the bottom right corner of the picture, we can see that they removed a building. The only thing left of the building is the foundation. This has really changed over here. They piled a bunch of dirt up next to Mickey's Toontown.
Wow, that's a lot of dirt.
Yes, it is, and we'll go ahead and slide to the right a little bit. And there's a Skyway Chalet in Fantasyland. We'll go over there next to get a different perspective. And we'll try to get as close as we can to this tree stump.
Look, we're on the other side of the stump in Fantasyland. It's so amazing how close we are.
And even though we're in Disneyland, it doesn't seem that close.
Disney does a great job hiding the construction. This is part of the Disney magic.
Today is May 27th, 2016. And you can see that the old berm that used to surround Rivers of America has been removed. You can clearly see Tom Sawyer Island now, and the part of the island that has been removed. This is what it looked like before the berm was removed, and this is what it looks like now. Here's a different angle of the removed portion of Tom Sawyer Island. And the Indian village that was located at the edge of the river was located approximately here. So this location gives us an idea of how much of the island has been removed. Here's a crusher vehicle breaking up an old road. And in the background you can see the Hungry Bear restaurant in Critter Country. Here they are adding water to the dirt for dust control. This is done to help minimize the chances of the dirt going airborne. The dirt mound over by Toontown has increased in size. And on the top of the pile are tractor scrapers to help reshape the dirt.
Today is June 12th, 2016. We're here with the new Star Wars update. As you can see behind me, the behind-the-scenes tunnel has been removed.
Yeah, it also looks like they removed that rock arch that was to the right of the Skyway Chalet, located right about here. Here's what it looked like back in May, and I'll dissolve the picture back to what it looks like now. If you look at the edge of Tom Sawyer Island, they flattened it out a little bit. It looks like they're getting ready to put something there, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Over here we can see that the dirt pile in front of Mickey's Toontown has increased in size. Today is June 27th, 2016, and a lot has changed since we've been here last. First of all, in front of the Fantasyland Theater, it looks like they're building a wall. You can see the rebar that they're putting up. And over on Tom Sawyer Island, it looks like they brought in a utility vault. It's in the spot where we saw the dirt flatten out last time we were here. And a utility vault is an underground room providing access to valves for water or gas pipes. And here we can see some construction workers bringing in some pipes. And in the background, we can see a couple more utility vaults. And here's a truck bringing in some concrete. We'll follow it to see where it goes to. It looks like they're setting up near the edge of Tom Sawyer Island. And here comes the concrete down the chute of the truck. Now if we go back to where they're building a wall, they're bringing in a concrete form for the wall. And over here it looks like they're setting up to build another wall. And if we pan to the left, we can see that they brought in more pipes, and on the hillside we can see that the Skyway Chalet has been removed. It looks like they removed some of the dirt. And in the distance we can see the back end of Mickey's Toontown again. And over on the right side of the picture, we can see the old train tunnel. This is the first time we're able to see the tunnel from this perspective. Today is July 3rd, 2016. In the distance, they put up a lot of the concrete forms to create the wall.
Next, let's go into Disneyland to see what we can find.
Once again, we're on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And we'll see if we can get a good look at the wall that they're making. And there's the concrete forms. It looks like they still need to put up one of the forms. It is definitely coming along.
is July 17th, 2016. It's Disneyland's 61st birthday. Yay! As you can see behind us, they added concrete to the wall.
And if we pan to the right, we can see that they're building another wall. Wonder what they're building over by Rivers of America.
Some kind of structure.
Yeah, some type of structure, but it's hard to tell what it is at this point. We'll just have to wait and see. We're walking on Big Thunder Trail, and in the distance they added a picture to the fence. Let's go check it out. This is concept art that shows what Star Wars Land is going to look like, along with the new portion of Rivers of America. This is really cool. Next, we'll go peek over the fence. Here we can see the other side of the concrete forms that we saw from the Mickey and Friends parking structure. And here's the old mine train tunnel. It hasn't changed at all since the beginning of the construction. But we'll see as the construction progresses if it'll remain that way. Today is August 1st, 2016.
Oh, look over to the left of the Fantasyland Theater. It looks like they added some beams.
And if you look below the beams, you can see a tractor scraper flattening out the dirt. As you can see on the concrete wall, they put on a black layer. This is a barrier to prevent moisture from getting into the wall. And if we pan to the right, we can see that they put a moisture barrier up at this wall as well. And located not too far from the wall, they put up some more beams. And they put up a lot more rebar as well, more than likely to build some more walls. If we look at the bottom left of the picture, this is parts of the foundation for the Phantasma storage building. Next, if we look at the bottom right of the picture, we can see a whole bunch of rebar that's clustered together. This will make up part of the perimeter of Rivers of America. I'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can see it better, along with its surroundings. They're adding dirt between the utility vault and that structure we couldn't identify last time. But I think that structure now is the cap of the island. And the dirt that they're adding is for part of the island. Today is August 14th, 2016. If we look over to the perimeter of Rivers of America, we can see that a lot of rebar has been put in. From this perspective, we can see where the new river route is going to go. At this point, if Rivers of America was filled up with water, it would look something like this. Also, if you look closely, you can see where they're putting in one of the entrances to Star Wars Land. This will be one of the 3 entrances to Star Wars Land, and this will be the closest one to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Here's a pile driver over in the location where they'll be building the Battle Escape attraction. At least that's what they're calling it now. I don't know if that'll be the official name for it, but we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, a pile driver is a mechanical device used to drive beams into the ground, into the soil, to provide foundation support. And it's interesting, it uses vibrations to drive the beams into the ground. And here's some H-piles. It looks like they're 20 feet in length or so. And here are some underground. If you look closely, you can see a perimeter set up with flags to indicate where the H-piles are or where they're going to be. Next, we'll go into Fantasyland to see what has changed from that perspective. Here we're approaching the area where the Skyway Chalet used to be. They put in some planters and stuff where the walkway used to go. We'll get a different angle. This is the exact spot where the Skyway Chalet used to be. Now I'll dissolve the picture to what it used to look like. We were told that eventually they'll be putting in a Fantasyland attraction here. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to put in and when they'll put it in. I guess time will tell. Here we are in Mickey's Toontown, and we're interested to see what kind of view, what kind of perspective we can get from the top of Gadget's Go Coaster. Okay, here we go. This is an interesting perspective. We can see the back end of the train tunnel, and it looks like half of the train tunnel has been removed. And it looks like they're putting up some framework around it. Interesting. I wonder what they're going to do. Alright, here we are over by Big Thunder Mountain on August 20th, 2016. It looks like they added some words to the picture on the fence. Let's go check it out.
On a remote outpost planet, new adventures await.
Now we'll go peek over the fence and see what we can see. The concrete forms have been removed, and now we can see the concrete wall that has been made. In front of the wall, they dug a trench, and it looks like they're putting in some pipes. Here we're back on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and we're on it to see if we can get a glimpse of the train tunnel. See if we can see anything from this perspective. And there it is. Yeah, it definitely has changed. They took off one of the sidewalls, and they're putting framing up.
We are here at the Disneyland parking structure, and if you look behind us, you can see they dug a hole where the Battle Escape attraction is going to be.
And you can see the H-beams, also known as H-piles, that we saw them put underground last time we were here. If you look at the dirt pile over by Mickey's Toontown, you can see that they flatten it out by quite a bit. The dirt that used to be on the mound is now spread throughout the rest of the construction area. If you look at the center of the picture, you can see where they're building an entrance tunnel to Star Wars Land. The entrance will be between these two walls. And above the entrance is where the train tracks are going to be. So the Disneyland Railroad will travel right above the entrance. Today is September 5th, 2016. We're next to the Hungry Bear restaurant in Critter Country, and they closed the lower level of the restaurant. Let's go ahead and peek through the fence and see what we can see. We can see more of the perimeter wall that they're putting around Rivers of America. And if we pan to the left a little bit, we can see that they removed a lot of dirt by the back end of the restaurant. One of the entrances to Star Wars Land is going to be in this area, and I wonder if they cleared it out to get ready for it. We're back on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The original train tunnel has been boarded up with some wood paneling. Let's get a closer look. Once again, we're on Gadget's Go Coaster to see what the developments are from this side. The original train tunnel looks like it's being made into a sidewall for the new train route. And here you can see that they're putting up some framework where the new train route is going to be. Here we are on top of the parking structure, and you can definitely see more definition in the walls now. It is really coming along.
It looks like they put some beams over by where the entrance tunnel is going to be for the new Star Wars Land, over there.
More than likely, these beams are going to be used to create a wall. Looks like they dug out more of the hole where the Battle Escape attraction is going to be. You can definitely see the shape of it now. It is really coming along. Well, that's a taste of things to come.
We can't wait to see what they build next.